Right, Dad, who are we rebuilding today?
The one, the only Green Army, Plymouth Argyle.
Come on,
We've
it's
been
our
waiting for this
hometown
one.
club.
Yes.
Let's go. So, yes, Plymouth Argyle, hometown club. Haven't done a simulated season before because, like the Sunderland one, to be honest, don't really know many players that we can sign in these lower leagues, so we're just going to go straight through it. I did look at the team. We do have like quite a small squad, and like value-wise, not very good as well. Not a lot of money at all. No transfer budget, no wage budget. We had nothing. So on the transfer history, I couldn't bring anything in. Literally couldn't bring it. All of these signings here is made by the game.
Yeah. In
the latest update, this is the most recent update, so it will be what happens actually at the start of this season. So every player that started the 21-22 season, this is what it is. I had no play in the transfer window.
Hey, this is what's going to make this one an hard one for us.
Exactly. So this first season, it's all down to the tactic.
Yeah.
A little bit of a weird one for the tactic. I'm going three at the back. Argyle play three at the back in real life.
Yeah.
That's what they are playing most recently. So I've gone for this very bizarre tactic. Three at the back, two ball-winning midfielders, because I think when you're in the lower leagues, you kind of need these players like that. So we've got two people who will be buzzing around. We've got the players for this role as well. Two wingers. I mean, Argyle do have two quite decent wingers. One of them has a broken ankle at the start of the game, George Cooper. Unfortunately, he's one of my favourite Argyle players at the minute. He's out for 2 months on that left-hand side. He would be vital for us. The right-hand side, of course, there's a number of different players who can play there. But I think Argyle's specialised spots is the three at the top here.
Yeah.
We've got three really good strikers in this league. Ryan Hardy being one who is goals galore so far this season for Argyle, so that's fantastic. And of course, we have Danny Mayer in that attacking playmaker role, who has been really good for Argyle in the last couple of seasons since he has joined from Bury, with, of course, Ryan Lowe, the manager.
Yeah, good manager. Exactly.
So, unfortunately, we've replaced him. But this is what we're going with at the start of the game, with no other transfers. So, we're just going to see how this first season plays out.
Here we go then.
And so, first season is a big season for us.
Get in.
I mean, this is roughly where we are in real life right now, around about that playoff spot.
As we said now, this time we are fourth in the league.
Exactly. So, I mean,
then three teams above us, though.
No.
Sunderland there.
Big teams above us as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland, three massive
That's
clubs.
teams you expect to be there, with Charlton as well.
Really, three Premier League-sized clubs.
Yeah.
So we'll quickly glance at this, because we are playing in the playoff semi-final against Shrewsbury. So we'll come back to see...
That would have been the team I would have picked as well.
Exactly. We'll come back to see how we do in that in a second. But beforehand, let's just briefly take a look, because at the end of the season, we had a fairly decent end of the season. We were roughly about 6 points behind. So those two wins that we lost, if we do win that, we will join on points for the automatics. But goal difference probably wouldn't have seen us go any further.
I'm nervous now.
Yeah, so, I mean, we scored the most goals in the league by a country mile. 101 goals.
That's good.
The closest after that is probably the 78 by Sheffield Wednesday. So we scored so many goals this season. Other competitions then, 4th round of the FA Cup. And that's not bad, being knocked out by Leicester.
No, take that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. 2nd round of the Carabao Cup by Reading. And the Papa John's Trophy, semi-final to Portsmouth.
It's always a big game for us.
Yeah, I mean, they don't see it as a rivalry, but I think the Argyle fans do.
Well, it's to do with the dockyards, isn't it? That's what it's all about. The dockyard field gun crew. That's what it's all about.
Exactly,
mainly, really.
But when I spoke to like Portsmouth people before, they hate the fact that Argyle fans think it's a derby.
Yeah.
But we beat them this year, didn't we? So, well, we're all right. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's a great season so far. We'll take a look at the statistics before we look at the playoffs. 39 goals from Ryan Hardy. He is insane. Niall Ennis, another new signing who is very good. 28 goals. 12 assists this season as well for him. 18 assists though from Connor Grant, who's been playing on that left-hand side, as well as George Cooper. They've kind of been trailing off, who's had a decent season as well. Danny Mayer's out though. He will be missing the playoffs. 2 to 4 months without Danny Mayer, who in real life is probably our best player.
Yeah.
And Jordan Garrick, who's been playing right midfield for us, who's got a decent amount of assists. So we're missing two big players going into...
We've got 2 big goal scorers though. That's what we need.
Yeah, going into the playoffs. So let's see how we do at the end of the playoffs. And at the end of the playoffs, It is a win on penalties
I don't care.
against Sunderland.
Oh.
Yes. Huge win.
What a team to beat in the cup. It's the playoff thing again, isn't it?
It's
What do we say about Sunderland
Every
playoffs?
club's in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, what's quite funny is obviously, spoiler for the Sunderland rebuild that we did, Sunderland beat Plymouth in the playoffs during that. So we've gone and got a little bit of revenge, hopefully, and we've managed to defeat Sunderland in the playoffs on penalties, and they missed two penalties there, and Cooper had an 8 rating and got player of the match. So Mike Cooper is the reason why I would dare say that we are being promoted into the Championship. A fantastic goalkeeper for this low level. Just 21 years of age, a young English goalkeeper, only worth 120k. I want to see that improve. He is worth a lot more in my eyes now after that fantastic season. So yes, we're going into the Championship in our second season. Do we have any money? I hope we do. 3.41 million is not bad. That's probably the most Plymouth Argyle has ever had, because we are not a big spending club at all. Not a lot in the wage budget, which means we will have to play around with it, because Championship players do still want a lot of money if you want to do on the Championship.
It's a good league.
Absolutely, a very difficult league indeed. All right, let's see who we can bring into the Championship team in our second season. So we had no transfers out, meaning we couldn't even bring in any money, and nobody was of value. We made one sign-in at the very end of the season with that money, Jans van Heck, who is a Belgian right midfielder. The right midfielder we were using was only on loan, so I felt like we needed to delve into our transfer budget, and we brought in somebody who has a good amount of pace, decent technicals and not bad mentals. It has cost us though 800k. He hasn't played a lot of football, first team football either, so this is his big opportunity, to be honest. And I like the fact he can play in a number of different positions as well, but naturally on that right hand side, which we will be using him for this. 19 years of age, long time for him to progress. If we move on to more this season though, we've only actually made one other full sign-in and 2 free transfers. So James Chester, who is actually a former Plymouth Argyle player.
Well, right.
We loaned him out from Manchester United. I remember this. He only played 3 games though in the Championship. But we bought him from Stoke, 250k. He's a solid centre back. Good leadership skills as well, and teamwork, which means he'll be a leader in the dressing room, is what I like.
You're going to need that in this league.
Yeah, he's 32 though, so he's coming towards the end of his career. Right. We have spent a little bit of money on him, but again, kind of like the Sunderland rebuild, it's hard to get these players because of work permits as well. But Plymouth Argyle is such a small, reputable club. It's even harder.
It's hard to get players to come down this far in the country.
Exactly.
They don't want to do it. Because we haven't got our own airport and ours, not so they can just fly in and out and nothing like that.
Yeah, it's at the very end of the country. It's very difficult. He's not the fastest of players, but we'll still enjoy having him. From MK Dons, Jordan Liddon, defensive midfielder. We've been playing that ball-winning midfielder role. I think this guy's quite good at it. Good amount of stamina and natural fitness. Good at tackling and passing. First touch, what we need him for. Good work rate, teamwork, exactly that.
Squad player.
Exactly. Good for Jordan. I'm happy with that. From Crew, Scott Cashket can play on both wings or as a striker as his main role. One of our strikers, of course, Niall Ennis, was only he wasn't loaned. We had another striker, who was on loan. So this guy I'm bringing in as well. 25-year-old Israeli player. Coming from Crew on a free transfer. He scored 16 goals last season in the league that we were in. Not bad at all. 6.88 average rating.
Do that again for us, I'll be happy.
Exactly. Then some loan deals, because we need to dive into the loan market to help us in the Championship. It's just the easiest way to survive.
In the Championship do this, don't they?
Exactly. So I went to my favourite club, Manchester United, and I got Mengi in, who's a very pacey centre-back, because obviously we've been playing for at the back. We need these centre-backs in. 19 years of age, who do well in this league, just for his pace alone. From Wolves, and probably, I dare say, one of the best signings that we have made this summer, Bruno Jordão. He's Portuguese. Funny enough, he comes from Wolves. They just love a Portuguese player, don't they? It's ridiculous. Anyway, Bruno has a fantastic amount of attributes, to be honest. Really good, like a box-to-box, but also can play in the roles that we necessarily need him to. Great technique. Really like this player. Great player traits as well on a loan deal. Then, James McCarthy from Manchester City. On loan. I think this guy is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really good advanced playmaker. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. He's left-footed as well, which, I don't know why, just adds a little bit of pizzazz, doesn't it? A left-footed player. But really good attributes. Fantastic technicals for the Championship. Good vision. Great determination. Somebody who I think we can rely on to create a lot of chances for us. He's only 18.
That's good.
So, and his wage is only 3k as well, so we're barely paying anything for him. Peanuts, to be honest. Tactically then, we're sticking with what we had before.
Win this league.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why is because I chose this tactic to survive in League One. I didn't know how it was going to play out. We were predicted to be like mid-table.
Yeah.
but that can easily change into a few bad results. You're scrapping for relegation.
Yeah.
Argyle very much have a lot of good centre-backs, but no good full-backs. And because I couldn't really have a lot of money to bring in these players or find these players, I thought stick to what worked last season. This tactic's obviously quite good. We'll try it. So we've got Van Heck on the right because we've just signed him. Jourdail's in there. The advanced playmaker, we've just signed obviously that man there, but we've also got Danny May who can still play there. So a little bit of variation. We still got the strikers from last season. Yeah, Ryan Hardy and Niall Ennis hasn't gone anywhere. And we've got Mengi and James Chester, our 2 new signings, to go alongside whoever our assistant manager chooses. And Mike Cooper, who was fantastic last season. I'm not looking for another goalkeeper anytime soon.
No.
He was very good for us. Right, before we look at the second season then, Dad.
Yeah.
First bits from you, please. Have we got to go history first?
Yeah, let's go for a bit of history, bit of facts, really. I think what we'll do is home park, Theatre of Greens.
Theatre of Greens.
That's what we call ourselves, the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
Why do we call ourselves the Pilgrims? The year 1620 it was. They left Plymouth. People called the Pilgrims to go to America.
Yeah.
And
Pilgrim Fathers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
From the Mayflower Steps on the Barbican.
And that's what the Mayflower ship is there.
Yeah.
The boat on the badge. So we've sort of got with that. We're the only team playing green.
Yeah.
I remember right in England, all green shirt, the main kit.
Well, Yeovil have like green and white, don't
But
they?
we're the main,
yeah.
green. That's what we call ourselves, a Green Army as well. Argyle made redundant the number 12 shirt.
Yeah.
And they've given that to the Green Army.
The Green Army
fans
itself,
themselves. And what a fan base we've got.
Yeah.
It's been said quite a few times, really. It's such a pity that Argyle can't get into the higher leagues and that because we have got such a catchment area.
Yeah.
Very, very big. You got the whole of Cornwall, the whole of Devon, and probably a little bit further up towards Bristol, really.
Yeah, because nobody wants to support Exeter anyway.
No.
Even the people of Exeter like Argyle.
Yeah. So, we've got a big catchment. We just can't get there. And as a fact, really, is we are the biggest city in England never to host a team that plays in the top tier football.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest in Europe as well.
It probably is.
I think at one point it was until until another city happened to pop up. But I remember seeing that like one of the biggest cities in Europe.
We were actually founded in 1886, but we were only known as Argyle then.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot earlier than what I thought it would be.
And we changed to Plymouth Argyle in 1903 when we went as a professional team. They think the Argyle bit come from, and I looked this up. There's a couple of things that they say. The people who formed Argyle went to the pub called the Argyle Tavern.
Okay.
They ain't sure of that. But the other one was, in the army, there was a regiment called Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders.
Okay, yeah.
And apparently they had their own little football team and they were really good.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't know whether it was called, that's where most of the rumours have come from.
Yeah.
Called after this particular regiment in the army.
Yeah.
Another fact, not many people know this, but we like our Brazilians, don't we?
We do like Brazilians. Yeah. It's becoming a bit of a meme on the channel.
Who is the main Brazilian player that everybody knows?
Pele!
He's played at home park.
He has indeed. And we have the programme for that,
We have the programme for that because my dad went to the game.
Yeah.
It was actually in 1973 when Santos played at Argyle in a friendly. Argyle won 3-2.
That is mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Plymouth Argyle beat Pele Santos.
Yeah. And Pele scored.
Yeah.
It was a penalty, but he still scored on the day.
Imagine being there and saying, I've seen Pele play.
I mean, my dad said it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd love to have gone to that game, really. But memories, Luke.
Yeah.
Obviously, being an Argyle fan from Plymouth, we've got so many memories between the two of us, between just me alone. I'm going to touch on a couple, right? I don't think you would remember this, but you've heard me say it before. Behind the home park stadium, there used to be a zoo.
Yeah, yeah.
And that part of the stadium wasn't undercover or a roof on it, like that. So whenever the ball went over that part, it was straight into the zoo. And you could climb up that thing, in fact, and have a look into the zoo. And you see the elephants playing with the football.
Mental, isn't it?
That was good, yeah. We've got two memories. Well, I've got two memories of going to Wembley. Obviously, I took you with me one of them. The first one was...
Took me. I bought the tickets. I got us the tickets. I took you.
So the first one I went to was in 1995 when Argyle beat Darlington 1-0.
Yeah.
What a game. Any game. It could have been the worst game going, but we won.
Yeah.
Ronnie Morget scored the goal. Brilliant game. We won. We're promoted and all that. Now, I was actually sat... This was at the old Wembley Stadium as well. I was actually sat where the steps where the players go up to get the trophies and the medals. And I don't know whether it was on telly because I can't remember now. Whether it was... I actually grabbed... Ronnie Morget as he walked past and grabbed them all, shook it out, and said, we scored, brilliant. Yeah. So I was actually I grabbed the ball, and so that was my little bit of feint at the end. But the second game, obviously, 2016, we lost against AFC Wimbledon.
Akinfenwa was Wimbledon as well, wasn't it? The beast.
It was the one person that we always said, we just don't let him score against us. Don't let him, and he scored. Didn't he? You know.
Yeah. And then Lyle Taylor got the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It's such a shame, really.
Great day though, wasn't it? We still had a fantastic day and unbelievable
absolute
seats that we had too.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the first Wembley game as well. When we talk about Argyle with the catchment they've got, we went to that game. And it was both games really, wasn't it? Wembley was took over by Argyle fans.
Yeah.
I think when these two games for that particular league that we were playing the playoffs for, I think it was the biggest crowd in each of our two games we've been there. But the biggest half of the ground was filled up by Plymouth Argyle. It was more than, I mean, when we played Wimbledon, and I think it was about 3-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was hardly any Wimbledon fans, was there?
And I think it wasn't far off that from the Darlington as well. So half of Plymouth, or probably more than half of Plymouth, was at this game.
Yeah.
And I can remember, I travelled to the outskirts of London, went into London for a little bit of a walk around and to take the sights and all that in, and then I caught a tube to the ground. And as I come out on Wembley Way and all that, I comes out of the actual tube station, and I'm not joking, this is awesome truth. The very first person I bumped into was Barry next door.
Really?
My next door neighbour, and that's the first person I said, "Oh, bad, what are you doing here?"
Huge Plymouth Argyle fan.
Oh,
huge Plymouth Argyle fan.
One of the biggest ones. One of the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes to all the home games and all that. He's travelled away with them all the time, and he brought his daughter up, and she's just the same, Nikki.
Yeah.
Big Argyle fan. She's probably a bigger fan than what he is.
Of all the people to bump into.
Oh, I just couldn't believe it. Just, first person you sort of come out and have a look around, where are you? And there's Barry standing there right in front of me. Absolutely brilliant, though, you know. And that's what sort of day it was. We were just seeing people we knew all the time. Same as when me and you went up. It was like when we were just outside, we just stood there, didn't we? Just taking in the sights outside the Wembley Way type of thing.
Yeah.
And how many people did we just bump into?
All right, mate. Yeah.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? And you just couldn't ask for better days, really, even though we lost one as well. So
it was a terrible match as well. Argyle played terrible, but
it was such a bad
it was
game.
just a nice day, good atmosphere.
Yeah. So there's some of the memories I've got with Argyle as well. Another one I can remember. Now, my dad was very friendly with a Portsmouth fan.
Yeah.
He lived in Portsmouth as well. What it was when they lived in Gibraltar, they're very good friends, and obviously when we come back to England, he was a Portsmouth lad. Anyway, he's come down for the Portsmouth game, and my dad had broke his leg just before, so he couldn't take him to the game. So he'd asked me to take him there. I was about, 14, 15, I think. So you got to take Harry to the game. So I said, yeah, all right. And this particular time, the away fans went into the Denport end, which is now the main end for the Argyle fans, isn't it? They were in the Denport end, but I didn't know this. I didn't know they had put them into this because they knew they were going to get a big crowd coming. Portsmouth at the time were doing really well.
They still bring big crowds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very much like Argyle for support.
So in we goes into the Portsmouth end, which I thought was the Denport end, but the Argyle end, and I'm standing around, and all I can see is blue and white, and I'm thinking, oh no, I'm in the Portsmouth end. Barry thinks this is brilliant. He can't believe that I've took him into the way end. He's Rob, this is brilliant. I can't believe you've done this. This is brilliant. He said, we're gonna find mates. We're gonna find my mates. We're going through the crowd and all that, and I can see this massive, great bloke, bald-headed guy, and he's about 6 foot wide, and I'm thinking, I just don't want to stand anywhere near that guy. It's Dave.
Oh no.
Harry, over here, mate. And it's this guy, and I'm thinking, oh no. So we're getting to the crowd, and Argyle only scores first, don't they? Of course.
Did you celebrate?
I'm in the game, and if they score right in front of us, I'm like, yes, and then all the crowd turn around like that, and this big guy, he turned and looked at me, looked at all the Portsmouth fans, and goes, he's with me. Anybody got a problem? And they all went, no. I'm like, I think, right for that. The one time I didn't want to be with this guy, this is the guy I really wanted to be with.
Yeah.
But thank God, Portsmouth scored an equaliser and they drew 1-1 each. Yeah. Everybody was happy.
Didn't have to worry about it.
I got out of there alive. So, but what a memory, just, and what day that was. But other memories, me and you went to, can you remember this game? We went to the Yeovil game.
For bad reasons, I remember it.
Very good friend of mine, top supporter of Argyle, probably years and years. Simon Light, he took us, he got tickets for me, didn't he? He said, got 2 tickets for you, you and your boy come with us. So I said, yeah, all right. We goes up to the Yeovil game, and on this night, it was a Carling Cup game, it was.
Heaving with rain.
Yeah.
And there's no stand cover in Yeovil.
Oh, we got absolutely
so we were drenched.
Didn't we? Yeah.
No seats.
No. And the game is well known for, and they tried to get Yeovil to be the sportsman team of the year, but it happened so early in the season that I don't think they got it actually. But it was well known for. Yeovil scored a goal one of our players went down injured, and we kicked the ball out, and Yeovil took the free kick, and they passed it back to the keeper, and he wasn't ready. And he went straight into the empty net, didn't it?
Absolutely lobbed it.
Yeah, and
Stevie Crawford.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Stevie Crawford scored.
Yeah.
They allowed, didn't they? So they allowed Stevie Crawford to run from the halfway line to score.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, that was only one of like 3 goals he ever scored for us.
Probably, yeah.
He was terrible.
Yeah, the manager shouted on straight away. Let them score.
Yeah.
And they let us come through. But unfortunately, we went on and lost 3-2 in that game.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly, the manager, who was a very good manager at the time, Gary Johnson,
Yeah.
done well through the leagues. Bristol City, I think. Didn't he
Yeah,
go to
he was at Bristol City, yeah.
Yeah. It was his son that scored a hat-trick that day.
Oh, for him.
Yeah, Lee Johnson. He scored a hat-trick that day. Good player as well.
Yeah.
But,
I think he's a manager now as well, isn't he? Lee Johnson?
Yeah, I think he is, yeah.
Good manager too.
But he stayed at Yeovil for years, didn't he, Gary Johnson?
Yeah.
And then they were quite sad to see him go. But we've had some good memories of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bad memory because I remember being seriously sick when we got out of the car. When we got home after the 2-hour journey. I don't know whether it was a dodgy pasty or the fact we were out in the rain.
That was so funny. You just opened the door of the car, got out, then all of a sudden it was just woof there.
Yeah.
And I just thought.
Because when was that, like 2004, 5, something like that?
Yeah.
So I was only about 12. And I never have like motion sickness or travel sickness. So it couldn't have been that because I've had many long journeys before. It's only like 2.5 hours, but yeah, I felt so ill on the way home. We got out and just puked my guts out.
No, and I hated him. He was sick in Simon's car as
Yeah,
well because
yeah.
he'd done such a good favour then. So.
Yeah.
But he often brings it up in work. You know, actually, he brought it up the other day. And he said, "Do you know what we were doing 17 years ago to this day?" And I said straight away, "We was at Yeovil." He said, "How the hell did you guess that?" I said, "Because you're asking me." And I said,
Yeah.
"I know it would have
It's
been
the
something to
only
do with
thing it could
Argyle."
be.
So yeah, he's such a big Argyle fan now.
Yeah.
Love him to bits.
All right, end of season 2 then. What have we got? So, we finished in 9th place.
Happy with that.
That's a big season. And as you can see, managed performance, that's an A+.
Yeah.
Argyle, not expected. It was literally to survive, drag ourselves to survival. And some big clubs did go down. Peterborough, Coventry, Millwall.
Yeah, we're 7 points off the playoffs.
Only 7 points away from the playoffs as well. To pick up 67 points and to get more wins than losses in the Championship in our first season, that's not bad at all. 9th place, very happy with that. In and around some like Premier League teams like Brighton, obviously, dropped down. And above some massive clubs as well. For Argyle's size, I dare say they're the smallest club at that point. There's no like club smaller than them above.
No.
So yeah, we've done really well there, I think. A fantastic end of the season as well. A couple of wins there in the last 5. Including the win against Hull, as we can see there, 4-1. So, other competitions, we'll take a look at it anyway. 5th round by Liverpool in the FA Cup. We faced Liverpool not long recently, to be honest.
We did, yeah.
And took them to a replay.
Yeah.
So that's a big result.
They weren't happy with that.
Carabao Cup semi-final
Final.
against Manchester United.
Fans would love that, wouldn't they?
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Because obviously Man United had then gone on to the final. Have they won it? They did. They beat Chelsea in the final of the Carabao Cup.
That, can you?
In the FA Cup, that was to be played by Manchester United and Everton. So Liverpool didn't even make the final. I'm buzzing with that.
That's 2 good cup runs, I think.
Hell yeah.
About Liverpool, people are going to accept that.
Absolutely.
They get to the semi-final.
If Argyle even gets to the 5th round of the FA Cup, it's considered a good cup run.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fantastic for us. So a great season overall. Let's have a look at the squad then. Because goals-wise, 27 was scored by Niall Ennis. 26 was scored by Scott, our new sign-in. 20 by Joe Gelhardt, who is a loan sign-in, which happened after. So I had 2 guys who I trying to loan before the end of the transfer window, and we managed to get him in. He's a fantastic player, to be honest. So that was a good little pickup once the season had already begun. 21 assists was James McAtee from Chelsea, the Man City side, the guy that we got from Man City. Now 19, 21 assists and 10 goals. So well worth bringing him in. And the highest average rating was Niall Ennis and Joe Gelhardt there, who've been getting us the goals alongside Mike Cooper again. He is having a fantastic time. Remember our Sadie's value is about 110k. It's now 2.4 million pounds.
We're still going to keep ordering.
Yeah, he's outstanding. Great distribution. 20 for distribution. So yeah, fantastic stuff. So we've got the next season then. We haven't really got our transfer budgets through yet, but I wonder what we'll bring in season number 3. So transfers out, we only brought in 180k. But transfers in, we have spent some. Josh Emmanuel from Bristol City, who's a southwest rival kind of that we got there. Right back who can fill in at wing back as well. 550k. They've only just bought him for 1.8 million. So we've got a bit of a bargain there, considering. And I quite like him as a player as well. Connor Ronan on loan from Wolves as their centre attacking midfield player. So I mean, yeah, we had James McAtee last season. We're bringing in Connor Ronan this time, but don't forget about James McAtee.
I'll tell you what's a funny thing as well. For some reason, don't know why, we've had a good issue with Irish players.
Irish player, yeah?
Yeah.
So, well, welcome. And to be honest, players from Wolves. There's a number of players I remember, Ebanks Blake being one of them, who was a fantastic striker who we got from Manchester United and went on to play for Wolves.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of history there, because we signed 2 players from Wolves now already. But we have signed other players in this transfer window as well, so we will take a look at them. There's the Joe Gelhardt deal we got done in the 2nd of August. It was after. You speaking of Irish players? There you go. So right on cue. Again, we don't plan these things.
No,
that's
literally
So on the left hand side, George Cooper we have there, but this guy is also available. Neil Farugia, who is 23-year-old Irish player. Really good physicals, really good mentals, and decent enough technicals to take us to the next level. Likes to beat man repeatedly and runs the ball. That's what I like about him the most. And he is left-footed as well, so he does suit that. Connor Townsend, we spend about 500k on him as well, who plays left-back as well. So, I mentioned before, we didn't have any fullbacks. I'm starting to bring in fullbacks. There's a right-back, there's a left-back. There's a reason why I'm doing that. So yeah, I've brought him in. That's a good little pickup there, as well as Joshua Manuel, who was the right back we picked up. And that is because tactically, we're going strikerless.
Ooh.
So yeah.
You are like my strikers.
I know, I'm sorry.
Everyone's scored all these goals.
So this is actually a downloaded tactic, which I don't ever do on rebuilds, but I wanted to give it a try. There's been a few things about Strikerless recently. I tried it in the most recent Streamer Showdown, and I dare say even though I got knocked out, I was just really unlucky, but I played well with the Strikerless. There's a reason why, and it's because the AI defenders just don't know who to mark.
Yeah.
They've got nobody there to mark, and the runners then from a Shadow Striker just seems to
There's
work.
a very big team in the Premier League that play this tactic, innit? And
yeah, pretty much Man City, they don't really have an out-and-out striker, do they? And it just,
if it's good enough for Pep,
it's good enough for us.
Yeah.
I dare say we were the ones who told Pep about it anyway. But it's a very simple tactic, as you can see here. Nothing's really selected, and it's just plain and simple. But apparently it works. So we're going to try it. We're going to see how it does. We've nailed in a few of these positions. We've got Farugia, our new signing there. James Chester, who is, I think he's our club captain at the minute. He's 33 now and still really slow and not exactly strong, but he's got good leadership skills, which I think goes a long way on the pitch.
You need it in this league.
Exactly, I agree. And of course, Mike Cooper, who's just arguably our MVP of this whole series so far. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this Strikerless goes and just see what we can bring with it. I know you don't necessarily agree with it, and we've had players who scored a lot of goals so far this season, but we have brought in other players. We've brought them back. James McAtee being one of them. We brought him back. Perfect role for a shadow striker.
Yeah.
If he plays in that shadow striker role, he still has 13 finishing. So it's good enough, I think, and good enough physicals for this role to see how we do.
You made me nervous.
Okay, well, let's see how we do. And so, we've managed to finish in the playoffs. Strikerless. Well. Let's take a look at it then, because we finished in 4th place. We finished on 80 points. A very bad end of the season. And if you think about it, we were only
promotion if we'd gone 2 of them games.
We were only 7 points behind. So, and we lost 4 there. You know, a couple of wins and a draw, and we're on the same points, and we had better goal difference is automatic promotion for us. Let's take a look at past positions, because past positions we were second the whole season.
That end of the season done us.
And it dropped off on match day 41 is when we dropped off, unfortunately.
We nearly created history then. We nearly put them in the top league.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we're still in the
playoff.
playoffs. There's still an opportunity for us to get up there. So statistically, we've done very well. Even though we're strikerless, we scored the 3rd highest amount of goals in the league.
Oh well.
It's hard to argue when you see these statistics.
I would take it off to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird now. Fewest conceded, we're second. We're building a good defence. Most clean sheets, we're not on there, but I mean, with fewest conceded, we seem to be doing something right about this, using Strikerless. I don't know what it is about this. It just seems to work. Other competitions then. 3rd round knockout by Fulham. 1st round knockout by Charlton. We had a good cup run last year. That's what the fans will remember. They won't talk about this year. They'll talk about the season before.
Well, being second all season like that, that's all the fans would have been talking about.
Oh God, yeah. They wouldn't care about that. If anything, they want to be knocked out of these competitions to focus on the league. Yeah. So let's take a look at the squad then. Who's been scoring goals even though strikerless? It is the 2 centre attacking midfielders. 24 goals for James McAtee, 18 for Connor Ronan. Our only problem is they're both low knees.
Yeah.
That could be our only problem. They're not our players. They will go back to their clubs eventually. Another player we brought in after the transfer window is Kai Jana Hoover, who was on loan from Wolves. Again, there we go, shock. Wolves and us, we've got a lovely little friendship going on. But yeah, he's been playing quite a lot, 45 games and doing quite well for us. Assist-wise, the right midfielder, Jans Van Heck, has been getting a lot of assists for us, as well as Georgie Cooper, my favourite Argyle player for us right now. So the playoffs then. Unfortunately, we did not make it. We were knocked out by Stoke. Eventually, 5-3 on aggregate. Big club Stoke, obviously they've only just come down from the Premier League a few seasons ago, and they'll be facing Brighton in the playoff final. So it's not our year, unfortunately. We had our year last year.
Hey, it's a good season still.
Yeah, exactly.
We nearly got it. Nearly got getting into the playoffs. The fans would have been happy with that, I think.
Yeah.
Being that close, but it's a good season.
Yeah, something to build on.
Yeah.
Something to build on.
Definitely,
Season number 4. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so probably the biggest transfer window that we've had so far. First player we brought in on a free transfer, Irish. Dara O'Shea. I can't believe you said that about our Irish history. Since then we signed 3 players.
Something I just remembered about
just so
Argyle
weird,
was like Irish players playing for us.
Yeah, but he's a very good centre-back for 24 years of age. Free transfer. He's now worth 6.25 million. Argyle have never sold a player for that much money.
No.
Unheard of down here. So Cameron Pring is another one from Bristol City. Just a left-back to fill in as like a squad player. Now that we need more players there. Josh Wilson-Ebrand is another free transfer on that left-hand side from Manchester City. So he's dropped out of their youth academy, so it's not a bad pickup there. Jacob Davenport, 350k we spent on him. He looks like a very good ball-winning midfielder. It's a role we've been using, for example. So Jacob Davenport is a good sign and very good mentals on him. Aggressive player, brave. I like that type of player. Somebody who works for the badge. That's what I like about it. Great work rate as well. Dives into tackles, so he's probably going to get himself a lot of yellow cards. So never mind. We have also loaned this man, Michael Zappa, or Zapier, from West Ham. Another centre midfielder. You can play in a number of different roles. Squad player, I think. But yeah, really good mentals and a good passer of the ball with great vision and teamwork. So I like him a lot. He's a bit more of a ball player, a bit more of a creator than a ball winner like we just seen with Davenport. I've also signed a guy called Zidane from Manchester United.
Love the name.
Yeah, free transfer from Man United as well. So if he plays anything like Zidane, I'll be absolutely happy. He has a lot more hair than Zidane, though. He's only 20 years of age. Good passing ability and good dribbling, fast touch. So creatively, he's decent. A lot of people are coming in for loan deals for him, but I want to keep him around.
Yeah.
I think he could be quite decent. So we'll see how he does in his Plymouth Argyle career. Another loan deal, Enoch Mwepu, who is a right-hand-sided player because we've got Van Heck. This guy arguably could be better, to be honest. So we brought him in for a Zambian player from Brighton.
Well, okay, yeah.
Remy Vita, another left back. I don't know, I keep signing left backs. 88k he cost me though from Bayern Munich. So
another connection that I've with Argyle as well is French.
Really?
We've had quite a few French
well,
players.
I can name a few, to be honest, off the top of my
Some
head. Who
our
we'll
favourites.
probably speak about in a second. Bruno Jordão comes back. He had a season where he didn't join us. Now he's back. I thought he's a fantastic player. When I seen him available again, he never played a game for Wolves, so I brought him back. He had 46 games a couple of years ago, so I think he was a bit of a fan favourite. Isaac Kabore, a right back. We've got a lot of left backs. We signed another right back from Manchester City. I think this player is quite good, to be honest, as a right back. Great physicals. Then Jack Butland on a free transfer.
That's a good signing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not to say that he is going to be starting, because he did accept a contract where he is happy to be a backup player.
Right.
He knows how good Mike Cooper is.
Yeah.
So even though Jack Butland, who is touted to be one of England's best goalkeepers not so long ago, 30 years of age, happy to be a backup player for Argyle.
Our boy's going to learn off him, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's still very good as well. So if he is needed, he'll be good enough. Now, you might recognise Kylian Hazard. That's a funny name, isn't it? And that is because he has a famous brother.
Of course he is.
Thorgan Hazard, because Eden Hazard is terrible now. Thorgan Hazard, of course, plays at Dortmund. Eden Hazard, is he still there? Is he still at Real Madrid? He is still at Real Madrid.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, and Thorgan Hazard, let's see where he is. He's at Dortmund still.
Yeah.
And Kylian is at Plymouth Argyle. So, yeah, come on.
Hey, his brothers would be so jealous, I tell you.
Oh, absolutely. It's beautiful in Plymouth.
Yeah.
So if we take a look, free transfer from Belgium, and he's been playing quite a lot of first-team football. Not necessarily doing very well, but maybe for this league, I think he could.
Yeah.
Some good technicals, good mentals, and decent enough physicals to say that if he is needed, he'll do a job for us.
Yeah.
So tactically, I think we should stick with the Strikerless. I really do. I like it.
I'm not going to argue. You got 4th place last season.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it was an improvement on whatever we were doing
I'm
last
just your
time.
assistant to be here and just help you along.
Yeah, well, there we go. So, I mean, yeah, we brought back the players. We brought back James McAtee again. So, a guy who obviously has been scoring a lot of goals for us. This is his 3rd season now for us on loan. They might as well just give him to us, to be honest, because we just keep using him. But yeah, we're bringing him back again to see what he can do. And yeah, Mike Cooper and Ferrugia is the only 2 players that I've nailed into the position. Let's see. But before we do, season number 4. Come on, Dad. Players. This is what I'm excited with. Players, managers, what we got?
I've been looking forward to this. Now, I'm going to touch on a player that didn't actually make it into the first team. Youth player.
Okay.
Right?
Talk about yourself.
The one and only. I played 3 games with Plymouth Argyle youth team.
Yeah.
I was eventually told that I wasn't going to be big enough and I wouldn't make it. So disappointed. Really disappointed. But I played for Plymouth Argyle 3 times.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of.
Something to be proud of, yeah. Right, players. Go right back to 1924 to 1938. Our leading goal scorer.
Okay.
A gentleman called Sammy Black with 184 goals.
Is that still the record?
I think it is, yeah. Most appearances goes to a player that me and you know.
Paul Watton?
No.
No.
We've actually played against this gentleman as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Kevin Hodges.
Kevin Hodges, of course it is.
Quick little story with Kevin Hodges. We played in a charity game.
Yeah.
Versus Plymouth Argyle. We had you coming along. It was my team that I was playing for, which my dad was the manager.
Yeah.
We played in a charity game against Argyle. We actually played 2 games against them over the years when my dad was there. But you actually came along and you had an Argyle kit on. We put you in an Argyle kit. You was on the sideline in the dugout, and you were on the up and down the sideline.
I was buzzing.
Yeah. Kevin Hodges actually came over to the sideline and said to my dad, "He's got the right kit on. Does he want to go on?" So my dad says, "Yeah." So Kevin Hodges actually came off and let you go on.
Yeah.
And you played for Plymouth Argyle. So you played
at home park.
the first team for
Yeah,
Argyle.
at home park. Mental,
So-
isn't it?
Yeah, so good memories with Kevin Hodges.
So did I call further than what you did?
Yeah, obviously did, yeah. So Kevin Hodges, most appearances for Argyle, 620 appearances.
God, jeez, that is
over
a
the
lot.
years. And what a servant to Argyle, because I think he went into looking after the youth team as well, or
Yeah.
the reserve team as well. I would say he's probably a legend
Oh,
in our
absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to touch on 2 people that we know personally. Mm-hmm. Well, one I do, one you do.
Okay.
The one that I know personally, Mike Bickle.
Okay.
Probably have told you, but you might not remember. Mike Bickle was my dad's cousin.
All right. Yeah.
Good striker.
Yeah.
Big physical guy. You go back over the years that some of the fans will remember him. 1965 to 1971. Played 179 games and scored 71 goals.
That's not a bad return, is it?
No.
That's not a bad return at
but
all.
he had to retire through injury.
Yeah. Which is quite common back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. He had his son called Frank. I played football in the same team as him, went to the same school as Frank. He was a good little player as well,
Yeah.
but didn't quite make it. Personal to you, I'm going to bring up a player, a recent player,
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Luke Young.
Yeah.
Why
Young.
have I brought him up?
Well, I used to play with him.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was my school team.
Yeah.
We won the school competition, the school 5-a-side team, 'cause it's primary school. And yeah, Luke Young was probably, he was our best player.
Good local
Yeah.
lad.
I taught him everything he knew.
Of course you did. Of
Yeah,
course you
as
did.
a centre midfielder.
He only lived in the corner from us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah.
went to obviously at the same school, so he
Yeah.
lived in the corner.
Very,
and
very
I
friendly
played
guy.
football with his dad and his dad's brother.
Yeah, he's gone on. He's played for
local lad.
Torquay,
Yeah.
Truro. He's played a lot of different
I
clubs.
think at this present moment he's at Wrexham.
Yes, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Of course, their chairman is Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it is, yeah.
So his boss is Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's quality.
Unbelievable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but yeah, what a lovely bloke as well, Luke Young. Really
really
quiet,
nice.
reserved,
Oh,
but
yeah.
very friendly guy.
Like his dad, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right, I'm going to touch on a couple of players my time when I used to go and watch Argyle quite a lot.
Okay.
Big Jim Furnell. What a goalkeeper. What a
Right.
goalkeeper. Massive, great guy. And I can always remember standing behind the goal in watching the games and that. Big hands. Massive, great hands.
Helps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can remember watching him play with no gloves.
Yeah.
And then they came in with the new gloves, which is like a piece of cloth that they used to wear. And he always wore green gloves then as well. What a keeper.
Yeah.
And up front at the same time was Billy Rafferty.
Right.
What a striker. Absolutely, another big guy. Loved him the best. By far, at that time, was my favourite player,
Yeah, yeah.
Billy Rafferty. And then David Kemp. McDavid
Right.
Kemp became a manager of Argyle as well.
Okay, yeah.
But in his time, played for Argyle. Another good, what I would say probably Argyle's legend, Tommy Tynham.
Tommy Tynham. Yeah.
Done a lot around here as well. He
Taxi driver.
Yeah, taxi driver. Been in the same taxi.
Yeah.
You get in a taxi, you're like, drive, go down to town, Tommy Tynham.
Yeah.
You know?
Crashed into one of my friend's cars on the way to college once. Genuinely a true story. Drove
Yeah.
into my friend Jake's car.
Yeah. Couple local lads. Martin Barlow. He done well. Good local lad. Good little player. Really small player, but about the same time as me. But he made it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me come through. Paul Watton.
Yeah.
Legend at Argyle.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. one of the hardest kicker of the balls ever
Free
known.
kick and penalty take. One of my first memories of Argyle was a game against Exeter. Obviously, that's our biggest rivalry, the Devon Derby. And he scored a free kick which put us 3-0 up.
Yeah.
That's one of my first memories of Argyle was Paul Watton nailing that free kick.
Yeah, what a stroke of a ball he had.
Yeah.
So, person that I actually know personally as well, Mickey Evans.
Yeah.
Worked with his brother for many years. Good player. Went on. He played for Argyle twice.
Yeah.
And obviously he was better.
He
the
went
first
big time.
Yeah, he went big time. He left us to go to Southampton.
Yeah, in the Premier League.
If I remember
right,
right, in the Premier League, and it was a big signing for Southampton at the time because he was a good striker. And if I remember rightly, he scored the goals to keep them up.
Yeah.
So he come a bit. I wouldn't say he was a legend at Southampton because he wasn't there for very long. But at that particular time,
yeah.
he was good. And then he came back and played for Argyle the second time.
Yeah, I think he played for West Brom as well.
I think he did.
Yeah.
And then he come back to Argyle and played out his last few years. But
yeah,
good player. David Norris.
I love David Norris. He was one of my favourite players because he wore the number 7, which was my favourite number at the time when I had a season ticket. So yeah,
he was part of the team that we nearly got to the
championship.
Yeah,
nearly got to the championship. Well, to win the championship with under Ian Holloway.
Yeah, we weren't far off that. Spoke about him earlier, Graham Coughlin.
Yes.
Yeah. Now going back to that game we was just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This is another memory that just popped in my head because his name's popped up. In the second half of that game that you come out and played for Argyle, you played for us.
Yeah.
So you played for Stoke Social, and the Argyle boys were trying to get you to score.
Yeah.
Really, because obviously it'd be good fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Good laugh. So we've played a ball around in that, and we've seen a little gap. We've played through. You've gone running through.
Yeah.
Graham Coughlin comes across and just woof, took you right out. And I'm not joking. It was like tackling a full-grown player.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind you was only what I think
12.
Yeah.
No,
He
that was less than that.
He
Yeah.
just took you right.
Yeah.
My dad, your granddad, he's gone absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So, you know, and all the Argyle players have gone around Coughlin and going, "What are you doing? He was through." He said, "He ain't scoring against me." So, good laugh of him, really. Going back to Simon Knight, I asked him who his favourite player was. And it was this player, Roman
Lario, legend. He was a coach as well for us. Played for us for so many years.
Goalkeeper.
What a solid goalkeeper as well.
Really good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's a good season, Argyle. Big fan favourite.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And who was the other French player then?
David Frio.
Yeah,
Loved David Frio.
Him.
Yeah.
Loved him.
At one point when he retired, he moved on to Manchester United as a scout.
Yes, that's true.
Because I remember playing Football Manager, it wasn't very long ago, and I was Manchester United, and I looked through the scouts and I was like, David Frio's a scout, and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, what a player he was. He went on to play for Nottingham Forest as well.
Nice bloke as well.
Yeah, really nice.
Outside of football as well.
Incredible head of hair.
Yeah.
Really, always had a really nice head of hair. I like David Frio.
And Kevin Summerfield, another good player for not an outstanding player, but a good squad player.
Didn't his son play for us as well then?
Yeah, I
Luke.
think he did. Yeah,
Luke Summerfield.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he went on to be like an assistant to quite a few managers. as well.
He did. Yeah.
I remember when on the telly, but I can't remember what teams it was for. Them.
I remember when I had my trials when I was really younger, and Kevin Summerfield was the manager for it.
Yeah, one of your favourite players here. You always talk about this player for a particular reason, and I'll let you tell you why. Rory Fallon. Yeah. Why do you talk about him?
Well, obviously he is quite well known as well, and when he played for Argyle, he played in the World Cup for New Zealand, and even though they got eliminated, they were unbeaten.
Yeah.
And I think that is amazing. That is amazing. And of course, when I played Saturday football, we used to train. He played for Truro City at the time. We used to share a pitch with him when we trained. And occasionally we'd have like a little kick around with him. So Rory Fallon was always the nicest bloke, and he'd always like shake your hand after and stuff like that. Massive geezer, like he was absolutely huge.
Yeah.
But really good striker.
Sylvain Blake's Blake.
Yeah, I love him. Blake's Blake.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah,
really.
really solid player.
Good player. I mean, how we managed to keep hold of him for so long.
Yeah.
Another good player went on bigger things. Dan Gosling.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, played for Newcastle, of course.
I think we sold him to Everton.
Yeah. Everton, Newcastle, Bournemouth, he's played. So, yeah, he's done very well.
Another gentleman that I've actually met as well, Akos Basaki.
Yeah, I love it. He gave me a Christmas card.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He gave me a Christmas card, Akos.
There's a little story with that because obviously, good friend of ours, family friends.
Hairdresser, wasn't it?
Yeah, her sister, that's who he used to lodge with.
Yeah, that's right.
Carol, that she was called.
Yeah, she
actually lodged with Carol, and that's how we got to know him quite well.
Yeah.
Really. But really nice gentleman, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's very friendly and polite.
Once he knew that he was an Argyle fan, it was like, that's why he done you the Christmas card.
Yeah.
He's a really nice gentleman. I did like him. Another one is people who know this guy now because he's on television presenting now. Jamie Mackey.
Yeah. Do you know, right? When I worked at KFC, I would dare say 3 times a week Jamie Mackey would come through. and get across them.
I can remember that. I can remember you talking.
All
You used to
the
ask me
time.
about certain games, didn't you?
All the time, yeah, he used to come through. If I was on the drive-through queue, I'd be like, "Oh, all right, Jamie," and he'd come through. I'd be like, "That was the game the other day," and I used to say, "Good, your diet's going well then, isn't it? You're back here again." But yeah, he never used to get like full-blown meals, but he used to always get a crush them.
Yeah.
So, but another person actually, you might be on your list to be fair, that I've served in KFC because of Plymouth Argyle is Ian Wright.
All right.
And that is because obviously his son Bradley Wright Phillips played for Argyle.
Yeah, he was on my list, yeah.
When he moved to Charlton, I think he went to after Plymouth, Ian Wright came down and helped him move house, and I served him in KFC.
That was around the corner from where we live as well. Yeah. I don't have to mention him now, you brought him up. Yeah.
There you go.
Famous goalkeeper, 2 of them.
Okay, I think I know one of them.
You'll know both of them.
Okay.
Right. Plays in good goals again.
Brucey
Grobbelaar, yeah. He actually played for us as well.
Yeah.
The other one, Peter Shilton. Now, Peter Shilton is the oldest player ever to play for Argyle, and he was the oldest player ever to sign on for Argyle.
Bloody hell.
But it was all to do because he was the manager.
Yeah.
He was a player manager.
Yeah.
But so he's got the record of being the oldest player to sign for Argyle and the oldest player to play for Argyle. Yeah. So that was a little one.
Didn't get him in his prime, man.
Yeah. Still a good goalkeeper at the time.
Yeah.
He just like betting.
That's the thing with Plymouth Argyle. We never get a player in their prime. We either get them just before they blow up and become amazing, or we get them after when they're.
I've said this story before. I can remember going up the bookies to put some bets on, and Peter Shilton would be in there quite often.
Yeah. Should you be doing that, Peter?
No.
Should you? No, you shouldn't.
No. I'm just hoping they didn't put any results on Argyle, and then I went and watched
Argyle, that's an easy loss.
Top goal scorer, probably one of the best goal scorers we've ever had at Argyle, Paul Mariner.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Played for England.
Unfortunately passed away very recently ago.
And he was a manager for us
and
as well.
he come down and helped us play manager, yeah. He went to America after his career finished, and as a coach, I think, over there, and done very well over there, and that's where we got him from to come over and be manager.
And save us, I think, at the time. I think he saved us.
Fans' favourite, obviously, when he coming back like that, which you always will get like that. I'm going to touch on another player. This is my last player. And I've left him to last because he was a friend of mine, Andy Morrison.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of him.
No, Jock Morrison.
Oh, maybe I've heard of that.
He went on to Blackburn, played at Blackburn when they were really good in the Premier League.
Right, okay.
Solid midfield player.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he's still at Blackburn, but he is a physio now.
Yeah.
A top team. I'm not 100% sure where he is. But he become a friend of mine, mainly because, little story with this one, when I used to play Sunday football, he was best friends with a person who used to play in my team, Paul Barrett.
Right, okay.
And he used to come along on Sunday morning and watch us play.
That's mental, isn't it?
It was brilliant. You got this player that everybody. I used to go watch him play on a Saturday, and he'd be there on a Sunday watching. I'm saying he's watching me, but he's watching the game. Isn't it? And I can remember playing in this game. I played up front, and I've got this player. I'm going to say I've got him in my back pocket. He's easy. I'm spinning him and doing all this. I'm beating him in the air. I'm only 5'7". I'm beating him in the air. I've got him. And Jock's giving it stick. He's ripping this player to bits, absolutely slagging him off. You got him in your pocket, Robbo. Do this, do that. You got him again. That's an easy one. It scored again. Who's marking you? Is anybody on there? Okay. And this player, I could see he's winding him up.
Yeah.
And I can hear him saying, "What the fuck hell's this rank on the side here?" And in the end, he snaps. "If you think you can do any better, why don't you come on here and do it all that?" And all of his mates are going, Leave it. Why he's fucking going on. Who does he think he is? Giving it all the big guy and all that. He said, "Who does he think he is?" and all that. So one of the boys goes, "Jock Morrison, he plays for Argyle." And he went, "Oh." And then Jock just sat there going, "Oh, come on, if you want me to, I can do a definitely better job than you can do."
Give me a shout.
Yeah, so absolutely brilliant. So that's the touch. I've missed a lot of players, some really good players. And I'd say my mate Simon who would say, "You missed this." Simon, who just read off about another 30 players easily. So I'm going to touch on managers, and I wanted to do this bit as well because I couldn't believe some of the managers that we've had.
We've always been able to attract good managers.
Yeah. Malcolm Allison, back in the day, big manager, done really well over the years. Tony Walters, not a big name you know, but he's a good manager at the time. And Bobby Saxton, another good manager. I think I'm not 100% sure. He went on to do Sunderland and do well at Sunderland. Bobby Moncur, never. These names go back 20 years ago.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Big managers. Whether they started the careers at Argyle like they do, they go lower leagues and then come up through. Ken Brown. I can remember Ken Brown being at Norwich as a really top manager. Norwich are doing really well. Yeah. And his son played for him. And he went on and done really well as well. Yeah. David Kemp started off at Argyle player, come back, new manager. Steve McCall, another good one. Then we get into Peter Shilton.
Yeah.
Kevin Hodges.
Yeah.
Tony Pulis.
Tony Pulis.
I can remember he come, and I can't remember how long it was for. It was less than a season. Yeah. But he come to Argyle.
It's before his Stoke.
Yeah, and that's where the story was going to go. He come to Argyle. He changes around and made it very, very difficult to beat. Yeah. What he does wherever he goes.
Pulis ball.
Guys, all the buys all the big players, and it's very hard to beat them.
Yeah.
You know, not entertaining going forward, but you do not beat them.
Yeah, no.
And he left to go to Stoke. Stoke wanted him back and just offered him.
And that's when he went on and went up to the Premier League. Took him up to the Premier League.
And obviously, we mentioned this now, Paul Mariner.
Yeah.
Big favourite of mine. Local person, he lives down here. Neil Warnock.
Neil Warnock. I knew you were going to say that.
Whatever team Neil Warnock goes on to manage, and he's managed a lot of teams. Yeah. Very good record. Very rarely loses in playoffs and things like that.
Yeah.
Gets teams promoted. Whatever team he manages always comes down to the southwest for friendlies. Whether he plays Argyle, Tavistock, or one of the Cornish sides,
Saltash. Yeah. Obviously, our next door neighbour.
He always plays Saltash and Tavistock, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Those two teams. Because every time we always go and try and watch him at Tabby, don't we?
Yeah.
Whatever team he brings down. So yeah.
Obviously, our next door neighbour, Ryan, plays for Saltash and goal and played against Middlesbrough this pre-season with Tony Pulis, with Neil Warnock as manager. And he came into the changing room. Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
And Neil Warnock, and he said, you know, guys, this is what we're doing pre-season. Good luck out there today. And as he went to walk out the room, he turned round to the Saltash players and said, by the way, today I'm playing the first team. And walked out, and Ryan was like, what?
Yeah.
And they had a fantastic outing against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
They only just lost 2-1, I think. Even Argyle got beat more than them.
Who was man of the match?
Ryan was.
He was.
My friend, the goalkeeper.
I didn't actually watch the game, but one of the lads who actually in work came in and said, absolutely brilliant game. Saltash played outstanding, but the keeper was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I said, well, keep it my next door neighbour.
Yeah.
Right next door. So, outstanding.
Yeah.
But he is good. He's played with us a couple
he's
of times.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you know what? He is good because when he was younger, he's 2 years younger than me, and when we used to go up the field, we used to force him in goal because he was the youngest. All right, we haven't got a goalkeeper. Ryan, you go and go.
In you go,
Yeah, so that's why he's really good in goal, all down to me.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Favourite of mine, didn't manage Argyle very long, one season I think it is, Ian Holloway.
Yeah, he was so good.
Now the little story of Ian Holloway, we were doing really, really well, and we had the chance of getting from the Championship to the Premier League, and we were really, really close. And he got to the January transfer line, and he needed 1 or 2 more players, and he asked for them, and we wouldn't buy anybody, and we sold players.
Yeah.
So he left. To go to Leicester.
Bad move for him because they got relegated that season from the Championship. They went down, but we never got promoted. But it was a case of if we just supported him and backed him, because he's mentioned it a few times.
Yeah, I think he could see it happening.
I dare say, I think I've seen in interviews, he said it's his biggest regret.
Yeah, he said Argyle sold David Norris, was the
we were talking about
earlier.
To Ipswich.
2.2 million to to Ipswich, like you say, and that's what really done Holloway. When he knew he was going, that's when he decided to leave.
Yeah.
Such a shame because, like he said, we were 1 or 2 players away from making it.
Yeah.
My legend, person I always talk about manager for Argyle.
Peter Reid,
definitely brilliant. You can't say one bad word about Peter Reid to me because what he done for Argyle
saved us as a club.
Yeah, we've told the story so many times. Took money out of his own pocket, sold his own medals to help Argyle.
Yeah,
legend.
And then we sacked him. It's horrible, really.
Yeah, such a shame. But good manager. Probably Argyle's best manager over the years that I can remember. That had the most success with Argyle. Fans' favourite, Paul Sturrock. Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Paul Sturrock because I used to go watch it when I was a season ticket holder, and it was awful football.
Yeah,
and I used to think he used to always favour his son, who was never that good, Blair. He used to always play Blair Sturrock, and I used to remember every week we go, oh, I forgot Blair's playing again.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did do very well for Argyle, to be fair. He got us a promotion or 2, didn't he?
Yeah, he's good manager, I thought, really. He had a lot of health problems when he was managing us as well. That's when his health problems started. So, but he's still done well. I take my hat off to him. Fans' favourite, I think, definitely. And I think at this present moment, we have got probably one of the new young members coming up through. Managers, good manager, Ryan Lowe. Fantastic manager. Yeah, I do think he is a good manager.
I like him as well. The things that we see about him on like Sky Bet when they do like little bits about him and stuff, very good bloke. Yeah. Really, really
and
exciting.
Something I'm going to say about both those managers, it's very hard to listen to them when they're talking in an interview.
Sturrock was so Scottish.
Sturrock, you were just like,
what do you say?
What do you say? I mean,
that's probably why he always signed Scottish players.
Yeah,
because nobody else can understand him. They needed translators.
Ryan Lowe is just. I bet you any money he's a scream to go out with.
Oh, absolutely. He looks a right lad.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but he's a good manager. And I've got big hopes for Argyle at this present moment. He's doing it slowly but surely, and he's bringing in some good little players, good little squad players, and I'm hoping this season he'll get us in the Championship. Yeah,
possibly. Absolutely.
So that's a good. I mean, that's quite a bit of a talking about some players.
Yeah,
little stories with them as well.
Famous fans. Do you have any famous fans? Because I do. I'm friends with one.
I'm going to let you talk about your fans first, then, just because just in case I have got one of them on here, but I might not. But go on.
Okay. So Pieface.
No, I didn't have him on here.
Pieface is obviously a massive Plymouth Argyle fan. He's blown up recently on Twitch and on YouTube and stuff like that. I've got him on Facebook. He was on Big Brother, but he is one of Argyle's biggest fans. He goes like home and away all the time, and now he's like a big YouTuber and a big Twitch streamer. He was on Sky Sports the other morning.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So yeah, Pieface is definitely now I consider a famous fan.
Yeah, you got the drummer from Bastille.
Bastille, I always used to work with him as well.
Yeah.
I worked one shift at KFC with him before Bastille, and then I remember the boss said, "Yeah, he's leaving soon. He thinks his band's gonna go big." Oh, who's this band? Bastille. Never heard of him.
Obviously, talking about Chris Wood already, as people know him. Yeah. So famous goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Nigel Martin.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Born in Cornwall.
Yeah, local lad.
Yeah, he used to play for St Blaise.
St Blaise,
and that's
of course,
where I think was it Crystal Palace picked him up from there.
Yeah. You remember you saying before Crystal Palace.
So Crystal Palace picked him up from there. Greg Cyril. He's an Olympic gold medal in rowing.
Oh really?
He supports Argyle. Yeah. Josh Widdicombe. He's a comedian.
Yeah. I like Josh Widdicombe.
Yeah. Vicar Dibley.
I knew you were going to say
Dawn
French.
Why is she an Argyle fan then?
Well, she's from Plymouth, isn't she?
She was actually born in a part of Plymouth, Erniesettle, which is where my dad was born.
Yeah.
And I was actually brought up as a kid as well.
Yeah, I used to live really close to her. Do you remember when I lived in Stoke area of Plymouth and she lived right around the corner?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I would say one of the biggest boxers in the world is an Argyle supporter.
Really?
Yeah. Evander Holyfield.
Oh, didn't he pull him out of the hat on Soccer AM? Of course.
Yeah, on Soccer AM. Yeah, he pulled him out. I've got to support Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he is a real...
diehard.
Yeah,
he's diehard. Yeah. He's up there with Pieface.
He's got to be there every Saturday afternoon thinking, how did Argyle get on? He's got to be in it. Yeah, so I've already talked about these two people. They're not people that you probably know. It's people... My next door neighbour, Barry.
Yeah.
Big fan. Simon, big fan. I just wanted to put them in there because they are big fans. And also, one of our biggest people that we know is Grandad.
Yeah.
Mum's dad. He was in the day when he was a youngster, he used to go watch Argyle, Old Man Away, all the time. Loved his away trips. And then when we rebuilt the Home Park Stadium, they had all the stones put in and all that with their names on and all that. And we actually got a stone put in there with Grandad's name on there, so he could be part of Home Park as well. But yeah, that's the famous fans.
Famous fans,
we had
managers,
some good
players.
Some good ones there. So it was a bit long, but it's Argyle, isn't it? It's got to be.
Yeah, it had to be.
So come on, let's get in the top league.
Right, okay, let's see how we've gone at the end of season 4. So, we finish in 3rd place, a point. 1 point away from automatic promotion.
Second to last game of the season.
Yeah.
Who did we lose against?
We lost against Cardiff.
Bottom mid-table look.
Yeah.
What a game
Finishing
to lose.
16th place.
What a game to lose. That just cost us the league.
Cost us automatic promotion, unfortunately, as well as a couple of draws as well. We win one of those, we go up. It's unfortunate it happens, but we're still in the playoffs. We are still scoring the 3rd amount of goals, even though we're strikerless. We're still managing to do really well. So, other competitions quickly. Quarter-final by Everton in the FA Cup. Oh, that's good for Argyle. Yeah, first round.
Oh, well.
Never mind, nobody wants to win the Carabao Cup anyway. Playoffs then. Playoff time again. But the 3rd time? Let's see how we do. Playoffs were won in extra time against Huddersfield.
We've made history.
We've made history. Finally got to the Premier League. The promised land. Oh, what a journey. We beat Hull 5-2 on aggregate in the semi-final of the playoffs. And then let's take a look at this final then, because an extra time win. And who scored that goal? Kylian Hazard.
Hey.
Yeah, the Hazard.
I bet the Hazard family was there as well at Wembley.
So that makes him the most successful Hazard, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's done probably best than what any of his brothers have done. So yeah, what a win. They did even score in the 86th minute to kind of crush our dreams as well. So we managed to pull that back. And we've gone on and won. We are in the Premier League. Goals, 31 was scored by James McAtee. We had 14 from Bruno Jordao. And assist-wise, 15 from our left midfielder, the Irish left midfielder. A lot of Irish players. And right, we've got a Premier League game though. We got a Premier League season ahead of us. 1 season in the Premier League.
I didn't think we were going to get in the Premier League.
No, so let's see who we bring in.
That would have been my challenge to get us a bit there.
So, transfer-wise, we had about £35 million to spend, which is more than any ever Argyle manager's ever had, to be honest. And we have spent quite a lot of money. So, on the ins, first off, I brought in a man called Paolo Roberto. He is a regen. He is Brazilian. We had to get one in, didn't we?
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this. My mate in work, Matt Thompson, he said to me, if you're going to do Argyle, you've got to get a Brazilian.
We had to, yeah.
There you go, Matt. There he is.
There he is. I mean, look at the flair on him. 20 flair. Good passer of the ball as well. Very good player, Paulo Roberto. We picked him up from a Portuguese team, Boa Vista, £3.2 million. So not bad at all bringing him into the Premier League. But we have spent more money as well. In fact, we spent quite a lot of money. A few loan deals. Ben Smith coming in from Manchester United to play on that left-hand side. We have James McAtee back once again. He's carried us into the Premier League, to be honest. He's done very well for us. This is his fourth season now.
Yeah.
So he's played for us 3 seasons in the Championship. He's getting his rewards. He's playing the Premier League for us. Maya Bello, who is coming from Colombia. A very good centre-back indeed. So I like the look of him, to be honest. He's a young 18-year-old centre-back. If this was like a longer rebuild, I dare say we'd do really well in the future because some of these have a lot of good potential. Pedro Brazao is a Portuguese player, real-life player as well. Very talented. At both wings or in behind the striker, only 21 years of age. Like the look of him, £3.5 million. £4 million up to 4.8 from Middlesbrough. Is Neil Warnock still there? Is he still in charge? He's not. He's been sacked. Got it. Dominic Iorfa, though, is a guy that we've brought in. He can play centre back or right midfield, or right back, sorry. We've brought him in for £4 million. Jong Woo Young.
Where's he from?
From Leeds. He's from South Korea, but we got him from Leeds, around about £4 million as well. An incredibly good winger who can play on both sides. So at least a very good squad player.
Yeah.
Only 24 as well, a lot of big future ahead of him. Jared Branthwaite, probably one of the most well-known names on the transfers that we've made, because obviously we're only Argyle. £5.5 million, Jared, from Everton, a young player, 6'6", great jump and reach. Somebody we needed a better defence if we were going into the Premier League.
100%, yeah.
And then our talisman, £13.75 million.
Another record for Argyle then.
Smashing Argyle's record. Yeah. Double of what anything else we've ever signed to one. Samuel Bastian.
Yeah.
He's a centre midfielder. He's got very good physicals. He's more of like a deep line playmaker who, I think this guy's going to be very good in the Premier League. It's a struggle to get anybody to come to Plymouth, to be honest. This is what we're going to have to work with. So let's look tactically then. For our last season, we're staying strikerless. He's going to be playing in that deep line playmaker role. We've got Iorfa on the right, Bello and Branthwaite in the centre-back role. We've got another centre-back position there, of course. Brazao, I want him to be playing every single game. I think he's easily our best player there. And Mike Cooper is still in goal from the original team. Yeah. Look how good he is now. Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
10 million now.
Yeah, £10 million he's now worth. So that's like 100 times more than what he was at the start of this rebuild. So what a story it is from Mikey Cooper. Really happy that we can keep him in the team. Right, last season then, what would you class as a success? Just surviving?
Staying up.
Surviving in the Premier League. It's never been done for Plymouth Argyle, even in the top division before the Premier League was formed. So whatever we do is going to be a record bonus for us.
Yeah.
Let's see how we get on. And so, if we take a look at competitions and the Premier League, we finished in 9th place.
Ninth
place.
Look at the teams below us.
Exactly.
Leeds,
Leicester, Wolves. We've been pitching all Wolves players. Now we finished above them. Newcastle, Villa, all these massive clubs.
Yeah.
West Ham down in 17th, and really the only clubs above us.
Well, the top 6 team is exactly what you would think the top 6 teams.
And Everton and Southampton, who are always really good.
Yeah.
So I mean, what a fantastic season, and we have a Golden Boot winner.
Matt, I'm just going to say, Matt, Leeds below Argyle.
Brazao, 18 goals. He's our Golden Boot winner of the Premier League. That's a very low tally, don't get me wrong, but still, he's scoring more than Lukaku.
You'd be in the 25-30s easy in a normal league when you're told.
So
I'll take that though.
What a season. Other competitions then, let's have a look. Quarter-final by Tottenham.
Oh well. I'd have loved that game, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Quarter-final of the Carabao Cup from
West Ham. What season that is though? 2 quarter-finals?
Yeah.
For the 2 cups.
They went on to win it as well. They beat Manchester City. FA Cup,
and
that was
in the
won
league
by Manchester United. They beat Chelsea in the final there. So there we go. Fantastic season. Let's take a look at some of the goals then. 23 goals from Pedro Brazao and James McAtee right behind him at 26. So he's done very well as well. But Brazao, 11 assists as well. Fantastic season. Samuel Bastian's come in. That was a good signing. Yeah. Had the most assists this season as well. And the South Korean is up there with 10 assists too. So yeah, Strikerless. It seems to have worked.
Well, it got us into the Premier League, didn't it?
Yeah. Look at the value now of some of our players.
And after your manager, you know your stuff.
Yeah. Some of the value of our players, £25 million for Brazao. Plymouth Argyle in the Premier League.
Loved it.
Absolute success.
Yeah.
So we've got one more rebuild to go. The Patreon members have been deciding who that rebuild is going to be. As it stands, it's a Premier League club, but everything can change. So if you are on Patreon, go on there. Make sure you're pressing your votes and make your vote count.
Don't forget the likes as well.
In the future, patreon.com/Mega Gaming. That's where I will be taken to Patreon, so you guys can vote where the next rebuild will come from.
Keep the comments coming in.
Football Manager 2022.
Keep
the comments coming. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And maybe watch this video because it's also really good.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Our best.
Bye-bye.